Hi everyone, I Shubham Sharma along with my teammates Shaurya Mittal, Siddhant Pratap Singh are going to present our final year project under the supervision of Mrs. Priyanka Gupta, and our project title is Ethereum based bank management system. So now let's talk about our problem statement and let's see what we have to do. To understand our problem statement better, let's start from the beginning. So, as we know, banks are amongst the oldest and the biggest financial intermediaries in India since liberalization, and several significant changes have occurred in the working of the banking sector. Banks in India have witnessed a radical change from conventional banking to convenience banking. Due to this, the essential issue that the banking segment is confronting today is the expansion and misrepresentations of and the digital assaults. Presently, the greater part of managing an account framework are based on centralized database, which makes them more defenseless to digital assaults as all data is put away locally in one place. Additionally, numerous banking frameworks are obsolete and are in this manner more helpless against the new types of digital assaults, and the KYC maintenance is also very much high. So, as we have seen the problem statement of our project, now it's time to see the present functionality in the bank. So the first thing is centralized database. We have seen the centralized database in our problem statement as well. The second thing is we have to secure our PIN and OTP, otherwise anyone can withdraw cash. Third, millions of dollars spent on KYC and we need password to withdraw cash. So as now we have seen the functionality in our banking system, now it's time to see the problems that occur in this present functionality. Number one, less security, as we use centralized database which makes them less secure. Second, less protection for digital attacks and vulnerable for front of attackers, and anyone can withdraw money if they have passwords. So as of now we have understand the problem statement and the present functionality of a bank. It's time to understand the solution. So I have tried to given the solution using blockchain. So blockchain is a distributed immutable ledger which is peer-to-peer connected, and a blockchain is essentially a digital ledger of transactions that is duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computer system on the blockchain. So if anybody wants to tamper the data or to change the data, it have to take the permission from 51% of the holders in the blockchain, which is impossible, because once the data is on the blockchain, it could not be changed. So which makes it impossible to hack. So now, and the second thing is it is not digitalized. As I said, it is a distributed immutable ledger. So we are not using any centralized database in blockchain, which solve our first issue. Second, all the things that we do in our blockchain is digital, so we can save millions of dollars over KYCs. And third, even if we tell our password or OTP to someone, they cannot withdraw our cash from the blockchain, which will I explain later. So in our proposed system, the traditional architecture flow followed by the banks, which consist of a centralized database, will be removed. The data will be largely distributed over the blockchain, will make it the banking system decentralized. This will not only make the data secure but also will remove the power of centralization. To make any transaction valid, the nodes of the blockchain will have to give the proof of work to verify the transaction. Firstly, it will make all the transactions faster by removing the intermediate process. Second, it will make nearly impossible for an individual to hack the system, because it requires huge amount of processing power which no one has. So now come to our tools and technologies that are used in this project. Ganesh is like a local simulator that provides a blockchain in our computer system. So MetaMask is a cryptocurrency wallet that enables users to store Ether and ERC20 tokens. This wallet can also be used to interact with the decentralized application, and it also helps to connect with Web3 applications. So Truffle is a world-class development environment used for testing framework which is based on Ethereum virtual machine. And Truffle supports developers across the life cycle of their projects, whether they are looking to build on Ethereum, Hyperledger, or ever-growing listed of other supported platforms. So the technology that I use is Solidity. Solidity is an object-oriented high-level language for implementing smart contracts it is influenced by C++, Python, JavaScript. I have used React.js as it is very simple for complex UI. So these are some of the literature survey that we have read to make this project. So the review and discussions that are planned for the development comprehension of the blockchain innovations effect on the financial framework. Blockchain innovation offers the banking industry's numerous interesting chance, but there are still some of the aspects that we have to work on, that some security laws should be followed for the betterment of the society so that we can apply blockchain on the banking system. And these are some of the references that I have written down here so that anybody who wants to have any query regarding anything so that they can check it out on the internet as well.
So as of now we have saw that how our project's gonna look like and what are the functionalities of it. Now it's time to see the working of our project. So as of now we have understand our project, our problem statement and functionalities. It's time to see the working of our project. So let me open my Visual Studio Code. So here you see the contracts that I have written in Solidity programming language. This is the main contract that we have called bank, and in this contract I have written all the functions that is withdraw function, deposit function, and in this contract only we have the applied the functionality that we talked about, that will provide the interest to the customer using ERC20 token. So here you can see interest per second is given to the customer according to the time when they deposit the ether into the address of the contract, and by the time when they withdraw the ethers from the contract, it will come out with the interest that we have given to them using ERC20 tokens. So in this contract I have imported the ERC20 tokens, which is basically in the open zipline library, which comes under the node modules, and here I make them payable, and I'm passing the mint role to the bank or to the person who is dealing with the bank, like the customer. Whenever they deposit the ether into the account, the role is passed to them, and they can withdraw the ERC20 tokens according to the unique timestamp. So this is basically all the contracts, and this is the migration contract which help to migrate our contract to the blockchain. And this is the Ganesh simulator that we talked about in a presentation. It contains the address. This basically are the bank address which we will use to do the transaction, and the blocks that we have generated till now. These are the transactions that I have done, and they have created a blocks of it. And as you can see, these all the blocks, they are interconnected with each other, and these are the contracts that are deployed: dbank, the migration, and ERC20 token. So now let's see the front end of our project. So this is the front end of our project, and here you can see this is the account, this is the customer account who will be depositing the ethers. So let's deposit it. So here you can see the MetaMask notification and the role of MetaMask in our project. So this act as a wallet in which we can store our ether. So here you can see new address detected, address book, and this is the notification of the MetaMask asking me for the confirmation. And you can see here I entered 12 ethers, but here the amount is much bigger than 12 ethers. This is because the gas price So gas price is basically included whenever we change in our global variables or the variables that are declared outside any functions. If we are changing in those variables, then we have to pick gas price, and we have different gas price for different operations. So we'll go in the topic deep some other day. So when I press confirm, so this transaction will gonna take place, and the transaction 0, so the genesis block, or basically this is the first transaction that we have done. And when we come here, and as you can see, the deposit balance is 0, but when I reload the server, we can actually see how much ether we have deposited in our smart contract address, or in our bank address. And this is basically like we have just deposit our token, so the interest will be 0, but by the time the interest will increase, and after some seconds or after some minutes, you will see the tokens will increase. And when we press withdraw, the balance we will get is the deposit balance as well as the interest. So when I press withdraw, I'll again get a MetaMask notification that if you want to do the transaction, and now this transaction is going from our bank account, going from our bank address to the customer's account address. So if you and you can see the ethers we have right now. When I reload the site and see, we'll get our ethers back, but we don't get our full ethers back because some of the price is given as gas money. So yeah, so that's it for today's presentation, and thank you for